One thing I
On the
don't
other
like
hand,
about this game
you
is the
survive in
terrible
situations
dialogue.
where others don't
Not the
stand a
dialogue
chance.
in context,
My
but the
gut
dialogue
feeling tells me
trees.
that your
There's
abilities,
none
your
at
gift,
all.
your curse, call it what you will.
You really just have
They
one
mean
choice.
you can
The
get
game
through
is trying to
places
say
that
it's
others
Sandbox,
wouldn't even
but it
dream.
really isn't.
And at the moment,
It's just
we need to act
based
very
off
quickly.
of if you want to accept a task or not. And most of the time, you don't have a choice to accept it or not.
I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions
Even
aren't
the
stopped,
story
your
bases you
nervous
on
system
having
will
to
burn out
accept
and
things.
you'll die. Help us, and you'll save yourself. Now, this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice.
Like he said. And my reply here, there's only one option most of the time. When you have a reply in the dialogue, even in the main quest. And the side missions and such don't even have any vocals at all. Any people speaking. It's all in text.
Unfortunately, yes.
And you see,
So,
there's only
will you
two
help
options
us?
here, and number 2 just makes you have to come back and select yes anyway. There's no real. You see what I mean here? There's no dialogue here.
Then listen carefully.
Another thing I don't like is that armor and weapons really degrade quite fast. Even on the easiest level, they degrade quite quickly. You can take about 6 shots and your armor will be down about halfway. Of course, your armor will improve as the game progresses, of course. But with that said, things just seem weak, like everything's Chinese made, but one thing I do like about the game is the vast amount of upgrades that you can do to guns now. You can do anything from barrel modification to thread a shotgun barrel so it cannot fire shot shells anymore. Instead, you can only fire slugs and darts and such with increased accuracy. As you can see here, accuracy plus 50 if I did that. There's grips that decrease recoil. And there's strikers that make the gun more reliable so it doesn't jam up and such. Because really what I'm trying to say here is that it's a vast upgrade system. You can make your pistol take a different caliber of bullet. You can make your pistols, you know, you can change it into any caliber that you can switch it to a different caliber if you can't find enough ammo for your certain caliber that's originally made for it. You can get tailor-made things like grips, increase accuracy, soft trigger, which also increases accuracy, and barrel replacement to make the flatness so it's a little bit straighter of a shot. You have weight decreasers, you have recoil decreasers, you have rate of fire increasers, you have recoil, you know, you're getting my meaning here. It's a really vast upgrade system. Same goes for armor. You can get double-plated Kevlar armor. You can make it so you can carry more stuff, and you can also increase the durability and such. And of course, then you have night vision goggles, gas masks. Although most of the time, you won't even notice these upgrades unless you're getting an accuracy upgrade or something similar to that. And that's one thing I hate about this, about the items and such in the game, and and one thing I like about them, and the upgrade system. The game has amazingly somewhat creepy overtones and very good ambience as far as that care. Anything from a beast roaring to a guy playing guitar in a camp somewhere. They play a million different tunes on these guitars, it seems like. And as you can see there. This is a little bit of a bug here. The game is full of these little tiny bugs like this. He stopped playing guitar, but the guitar kept going and such. Now he's bringing it back out. Oh, now he's putting it back away. And there's little bugs like that, but the ambience in this game, both in sound quality and also visually, is quite immense. Anything from just looking around you, you can see these dark, creepy woods, but in the dark forest, there's this one camp and just a fire going up. And when you get later into the game, things get extremely scary, and you'll see the great shadow effects and such. This game has amazing shadows, and this game looks amazing regardless of what setting you have it. If you have a high-resolution desktop, and you have a graphics card that runs at high resolution, then you can set this game to the lowest possible, and it will still look amazing. I can guarantee you. But anyway, great models, and the textures aren't totally amazing, and they're sort of repetitive, but I'd say relatively good for its time. Now I'm going to talk about other items. I don't really like the way the trade window works when you're buying something or such. You have to drag it up, whatever you want to. If you want to sell something, you drag it to the box above you, and if you want to buy something, you drag it to the box above that. I'm not really too keen on that. It sort of just seems stupid and unneeded for me. And you cannot right-click sell something or anything like that. And that's one thing about this game. There aren't a lot of shortcuts that you can do. Most of the time you'll be stuck looking in your inventory while you're in a firefight or something similar. And another thing is this game's a lot like Diablo 2. Your health will gradually die down, especially in gunfights. You take one bullet and you'll start bleeding out like a pig. Sorry for vegetarians out there, but. And you'll constantly need to use these bandages and these medic kits. The first aid kits basically increase, they heal you more, and they also stop bleeding, and the bandages just stop bleeding, just increase your health a little bit. But the bleeding effect in this game is so immense, even on the easiest difficulty. If you don't have a bandage or anything, and you go into a fight of any kind, you will bleed out within 4 seconds of getting hit. I can guarantee you this. And it's sorta unbalanced, because you have to shoot your opponent a million times and they don't bleed out, but you do. It's very imbalanced, if you ask me. Sort of unfair sometimes, and you'll just be cursing yourself. Why the hell did I just die? Oh, I was bleeding out. There isn't some beeping or anything when you're bleeding out, and that's the problem with this game. It's very unforgiving. But hours of enjoyment still, and sure there's little bits that could have been improved here, but every game has this, and that's what I have to say about the items and the bleeding system they got going on here. One thing I really don't understand or really like about this game is
it looks like you're at the Great Swamps now. Be extremely careful and don't try
these
to be a
faction
hero.
wars. Whenever you go into a zone, there will always be a faction war going on between two factions, and you're never given a choice as to what one you fight on. This is weird. This is very non-Sandbox in the game, and it's just very strange, and I really do not like it. It's like a rushed multiplayer game of Call of Duty. You're rushing around the map, constantly just spamming bullets and jumping around like an idiot. For a game that tries to be somewhat realistic, it really isn't. And you're constantly getting spammed with commands from these people that you feel no emotion for at all, because you aren't even allowed the chance to pick what faction you want to fight on. These weird sort of wars. I can't really say much about it. Another thing I don't like is the mini-map in the top left-hand corner. They've really downsized everything. Now you can only see where you have to go very vaguely due to a gray little dot, and I just do not like it. Gray little cursor. That's all you get up there. It's very vague. Everything is like that. But one thing that is quite amazing about S.T.A.L.K.E.R games is the ballistics. Bullets are always falling, and things are very good. So good physics from this game. The animation sort of sucked. They could have been better. And as you can see, this gets very annoying quickly in these faction wars. And I just do not like this. And most of the time, it's just spamming the order attack button and having to wait 5 minutes just for your allies to come. And you need to constantly help your teammates, and it's just very forced. It's very linear. It isn't about. It's not as Sandbox as the game tries to be. The game has all these great features, and it just does not implement them all quite well. It tries to act like a sandbox, and it claims itself a